All right, Shalom, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out. The prophesy the downfall of this simple kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, I want to give all praise to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue. All right. Ka, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, also to our elders as well down here in the Lions Den of Yasharala camp. Salutations to all the occupying the four corners of earth, wisdom, truth, sincerity. All right, we got a lesson, Lord, when it's edifying to the hopeful elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well, man. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it.
All right, so we're out here at Tamukun Reserve, right? And this is a spot where our brothers, Native Americans, Gad and Reuben, were slaughtered by the French and the Spaniards. And the topic we're going into is woe unto them that fight against Ariel. All right, because we've been fighting ever since we've been fighting ever since we came into the land of Jerusalem, which Ariel is a poetic way of saying Jerusalem. Ariel, which means lion. All right, and who will rise up that young lion today? Judah. We know Yahweh Shai is the conquering lion of Judah, and we're coming in that spirit. No matter what tribe you're in, but the ones of the elect have that spirit of that conquering lion, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so we're going to let these other nations know that Israel being the battle axe and the weapon of war for Yahweh, but right now our warfare is spiritual. While everybody's out here worried about what's going on carnally, we're out here doing the battle and spiritually. All right, bring that out real quick.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 7. And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her munition, and that distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision.
So it's gonna be like a dream of a night vision, but it's not gonna be a pleasant dream. It's gonna be a terrible dream unto them, because it's gonna be destruction unto them. When now you're seeing the rising up of the children of Israel, all right, stand in the face of their oppressors boldly in sincerity and truth. All right.
Verse 8.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overtake him at the last.
So those troops that overcame was the American troops when they colonized this place. But if you understand the reason why that happened, because this is the place where we're going to be brought back together to serve out our captivity. And this is the place where we're going to rise up and stand in the face of our oppressors, man, boldly. All right, with this word, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, condemning these devils, man. All right, so all the other nations that put their hand on the apple of the Lord's eye, the children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That was it. Okay.
First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10.
Psalms 83.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
What nation has not put their hand on the children of Israel? All these nations that conform to Confederacy against the children of Israel, to try to wipe us off from being a nation, that we may no longer be in existence. But that's not going to happen. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Cool. All our ornaments. What are our beautiful ornaments? Our laws, statutes, and commandments that was given to us by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now we were forced to serve other gods, wood and stone, in the place of our captivity. So all of our precious jewels were taken away that was given to us. And the Lord said he was going to do that in the book of Hosea. All right, but what did he say? We shall remember our first love, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and return unto him. And that's only for the elect that are going to return unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty, and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
And man, come on, man. The Gentiles, there you go, profaning it. The Gentiles have profaned it. All of our stuff has been laid waste. Perfect timing. But guess what? That's all going to be given back unto us by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai. Somebody get go ahead. Go on. Yeah.
Zechariah 2:8. But thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
He that touches the children of Israel had touched the apple of the Lord's eye. But he had to turn his face away from us because of our transgression. All right, but now he's drawing back nigh to us under the ones of the elect that turn back to him. All right, but understanding, even though we were brought low because of our transgressions, we are still the apple of the Lord's eye. All right, that was it.
Yeah, there's more on it, but it's gonna take over.
All right, somebody get Psalms 83, and then somebody else get Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 35.
This is Psalms 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Plural, enemies make a tumult. So any enemy of the children of Israel is an enemy to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. So it's us against the world. And guess who we got in our corner? The same thing that David told Goliath, right? You have all this armor and all this chainmail on, but I got one thing that you don't have. I have the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, which delivered the lion, the sheep out of the lion and the bear's mouth, right? But has delivered you into my hand. That's what David told the giant. The Lord has delivered you into my hand. And you're going to see that. You're witnessing that happen with the children of Israel. That's why we're being risen up as a nation. But all this carnal stuff doesn't matter. We're being risen up spiritually. Because that's what really matters, man. Because 2/3 of our people are spiritually dead and they're fighting on the wrong side of the battle. They don't understand what they're fighting up against. When you rise up against the true elect of the children of Israel, you're rising up against the Lord.
That goes back to Ariel again.
God.
Say Judah, that means what? Yahweh does.
God.
So curse the all those that rise up against his praise.
God.
Anybody that's praising the Lord, anybody goes against him, curse.
God. God.
It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lift up the head.
Lift up the head. And who is that head? All right, the head is the ambassador of these heathens, man. Esau. That's who that head is that's being lifted up. That prideful head that's being lifted up like the serpent, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come,
His
let
hidden precious jewels, man. He is consulting against the Lord's hidden precious jewels. Go ahead.
It says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that's the false narrative that they've been painting, that the name of Israel is no longer in remembrance. So Israel doesn't exist. All right, now you got those fake Jews, those Khazars over in our land, right, fighting with the other heathens, trying to claim land that's not even theirs, trying to say that we don't even exist anymore. Bring that out real quick. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a day, for light by day,
Get out on the first day,
and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night,
right? Created the day and the night. All right, go ahead.
which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roared. The Lord
that's the beautiful power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. He controls everything. He gives everything the ordinances.
the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me,
If those ordinances were depart before him,
Why would the ordinances set up for the service of man?
Done. So everything serves its purpose from the beginning all the way to the end. But if you realize that there is no end, right? There's an end of this time period, end of Esau's wickedness, end of Esau's rule, but there's no ending of the ordinance that are made for man. First man being Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Right. So you don't think he made it for all humanity, right? All right, check this out. It says 2nd Ezra, 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
We all come from Adam from the time of Noah after the flood.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Ariel, the apple of the Lord's eye, Jerusalem, man. But only in this time we're talking about the elect.
Right. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
For our sake. So the world was made for our sake. Well, really Yahushua, for Yahushua, but we're joint heirs and partakers, all right, through the bloodshed of Yahushua, man. Because we're not worthy of none of this because of our transgressions, but we were brought back nigh to Yahweh through Yahushua.
Right. So all this is made for the elect.
Come on.
Matthew 25 and 23. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
Oh.
Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you.
That's the ushering in of the kingdom, man, for the elect, the first fruits, man.
Right.
The first fruits, the ones that have fought the battle, that fought against these other nations, all right? That fought with the conquering lion of Judah, Yahushua. That was it.
Jeremiah 31 and 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
All right, so the seed of Israel will never cease from being a nation because the sun is still going to come up and down. The moon is still going to go through their cycles. All right, we're still witnessing creation being made on the earth, the establishment of the nation of Israel. All right, that's when you'll see what true eternity is. You won't see that through no Meta, no Facebook. The Lord is establishing eternity. The Lord is establishing the present. The Lord is you can only operate outside of time if you're operating in the spirit.
Right, vanity cannot establish eternity.
Come on.
And Esau is vain.
In vain. There's no more vain person other than Esau, man. Profane. So they said, let the multitude perish who were born in vain.
Vain and profane.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
But these other nations try to paint the narrative that we're shameful people, like we're the problem. But no, but the Lord said, in every place we shall get fame, in every place that we were brought to shame, man. And we're doing that through the spirit of Yahweh. I was trying somebody get Deuteronomy 4 and 33.
And we're going to be an eternal kingdom.
Good.
That's a cut on people like Shikari shit now.
Good.
4 and 33.
Yeah, 4 and 33.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 33. It says, did every people hear the voice of Yahweh speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? Or,
Good.
That's what he heard.
God, it says, or have Yahweh essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptation, by signs and by wonders and by war.
And that nation that he's taking is the nation of Israel. And you're witnessing the birth of a nation. Keep going, I think, all the way to 37 at this point.
God. And by a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm.
And that stretched out arm is Yahushua. He's the right hand of Yahweh. Keep going.
And by great terrors.
He's the king of terrors. Y'all ain't seen terror yet till you seen Yahushua show up, man. And he's coming in the glory of his own glory, the glory of the holy angels, and the glory of his Father. Go ahead.
God, it says, and by great terrors, according to all the Lord your power did for you in Egypt.
And so that great terrors, he destroyed the Egyptians, man. And he's gonna do it to the present day Egyptians today, meaning America, man. The present modern day Egypt. All right, this is what to come for those that fight against Ariel, man. The Lord's anointing. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, verse 35.
Having a Bible study. You know what I mean?
All right, 35, it says,
No, that's good. That's good. Go ahead.
it says, unto thee it will show that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is power.
He is power. So now, He took somebody get 1 Corinthians chapter 2, I think it's verse 19. So now he made the most powerful nation on this earth weak and feeble into the eyes of these other nations to show his power, man. To show his power. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. No, chapter 1. Chapter 1. 19, I think it is. No, took the foolishness of the world.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. No, it's 27. 27. It's like 27. Yeah. Go ahead. Start 27. Whoever got first one.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
All right, so now the scripture says that thou art wiser than Daniel. And the things that we out here doing, it says by the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe. They think it's foolish that we believe in the invisible power. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. They think it's foolish because we're sitting out here waiting on salvation from our king. They think it's foolish because Yahweh Shai is going to part those skies and start kicking ass. Keep going. Keep going.
This is verse 28. And base things of the world and things which are despised have Yahweh chosen.
Because we're despised by all nations, man. We are despised by all nations. So this is the things that the Lord has chosen to confound the wicked.
Yeah, and things which are not to bring to not things that are.
Things that are not. Somebody get 1 Samuel 2 and 6. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 10. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reapproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts.
All right, so they have magnified themselves against the children of Israel. That's what happened. Esau have encouraged these other nations to do that. All right, we just read earlier what nation had not taken a part in the affliction of the children of Israel. All these nations have had their hand in the cookie jar on the Lord's precious jewels, man. So all these nations have to pay. Keep going. Yeah. Me? Yeah. No. You was the one who was reading.
This is verse 30, verse 29. That no flesh shall glory in his presence.
All right, so no flesh shall glory in his presence. Somebody get Jeremiah 9 and 23 real quick. Hold that point real quick. Because all these people are boasting and are prideful because they see us in a fallen state. And they feel like they have accomplished what they set out to accomplish by hiding the name of Israel in the earth. By scattering us, by us being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and seeing that we're in a powerless state, that we have no power. But we're being rejuvenated, all right, we're being revived, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23.
So remember, he said that no flesh might glory, right? Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom.
But that's what Esau tried to glory in his wisdom and in his might. All right, go ahead.
Neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
All right.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Because what does it say? Come sit down in the dust, O rich man. All right, go ahead.
But let him that glorieth in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth.
So who can only do the only ones that can do that are the children of Israel. And other children of Israel in these day and times are the elect, are the only ones that can do that. So the Lord said he'll take the weak things of the earth to confound the mighty, so that no man could glory in the flesh. No man could glory in the flesh. Somebody got that 1 Samuel 2 and 6? Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6.
So don't glory because you see her down in a fallen state. Go ahead.
The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
The Lord killeth and make alive. Because what does it say in Ecclesiastes? There's a time to die, there's a time to live, there's a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones. You're witnessing the revival of Israel and the gathering of the precious jewels and stones of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
So we were brought down to the grave, just like how Yahweh Shai was brought to the grave, but he didn't perish. That third day he rose up and ascended to the right-hand side of the Father. Go ahead.
The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich.
Boom. Now he got rich man. Go ahead, go back to the rich man and Lazarus. If you know the rich man and Lazarus, thinking of Jacob, they flip places. Now it's the rich man's turn to be in hell. Go ahead.
He bringeth low and lifteth up.
So what did it say in 1 Corinthians? He chose the weak things of the earth to confound the mighty. So us being in our weak state, I always like to reference what the elders say that Israel is the strongest army because they fight on their knees. We fight on our knees. We let the Lord fight our battles, man. All we do is carry on that spirit. Go ahead.
He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from out of the dunghill.
And we are that beggar, the rich man and Lazarus. There was a certain rich man and there was a beggar named Lazarus. And you're witnessing the rebirth of Lazarus, meaning Jacob.
Go ahead. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob held first the hill of Esau.
All right. So that, and what does that represent? That represents the name of Jacob being a supplanter, replacing the position of authority on the earth. All right. That's what it means to supplant, to take the place of. And we're taking that place. We're going to be the righteous heirs. We're going to be the ones put on that pillar. All right. Being raised up out of the dust. All right.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
And boom, and we're witnessing the end of Esau, man. You can tell by who you see in the White House. Creepy Sleepy Joe. Creepy Sleepy Joe, man. Falling asleep at the UN summit. He the main person talking about global warming, but he falling asleep at the UN summit talking about climate control.
Hey, Con, and also if I may add on, that let you know that they know at the end of their time, man. Revelation 12:12, all right? The devil coming down with great wrath because, you know, they have a short time. So you got these different mandates coming out. You know what I'm saying? You got what they like to throw out, climate change, but hey, when it's really Yahweh changing this shit up, man. You know, it's no climate change about it, which it kind of is, but hey, that's Yahweh, you know, basically changing the thermostat to his house, man. You know, why? Because he's taking that ownership back. You know?
Well, climate change don't exist. Right. What's happening is just natural order of things, and Esau got all kind of carbon emissions out into the air. And they're trying to use that to cut off our carbon.
Cut off our circulation.
Yeah, that's when you hear what do you call it?
Climate change.
Climate change. You're basically talking about depopulation.
George
And the World Health Organization.
Who?
No, not the WHO. That's not WHO, but the Council of Foreign Relations. What they call it? The World Health Forum.
World Health Forum. And those are the ones that were at the UN summit about climate control.
Yeah, that right there. You know, so when you talk about climate change, you're basically talking about depopulation and Klaus Schwab and them.
There's nothing wrong with climate change because you have winter, it gets cold, you got summer, you get hot, the climate changes. It's supposed to do that. It's a natural order thing.
But what they're saying is like it's getting too hot in the winter, causing glaciers to melt and causing disruptions. The reason why hurricanes are the way they are now, and you have hurricanes in late November. Really, that's them manipulating the time and shit like that. Just like how now, you know, they done changed and flip the time back. Now it gets dark at 6 o'clock.
Hey, that's changed too. Why? Because hey, them things going on. That's the Lord Yahweh making his way back, man. You know, hey, when you see earthquakes and uproars of the people, hey, these are the signs at the time when the highest begin to visit the world which he had made.
And understand these same elements that they're trying to manipulate and control and learn, that they're being controlled by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He controls all those ordinances. Is it a coincidence that the hurricanes come through that same alley called what they call a hurricane alley? It's the same path that the slaves were driven on from the transatlantic slave trade. Come on, man, that's the Lord bringing destruction on this earth, man. He's controlling all this. So when they talk about climate change, that's him putting heat on their ass. That's just it. Because they're trying to paint the narrative to make people scared into going according to their agenda. And that's the narrative that they're trying to paint. That's even a type of art of painting a picture to tell a story. And what story are they trying to tell is their lies and their agendas that they're trying to promote to bring forth the new world order.
It's Ephesians 2:2. Where in times past ye walked according to the course of this world.
So we were in times past, we would have fell for the okie doke. Because we're walking to the course of the Lord. We'd have probably been mandated. Who knows?
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Prince of the power of the air. What they got the harp machine. They got all these things, just like we brought up a couple weeks ago. Well, if the glaciers are melting, just like if you put ice in a cup and put water in the cup, When that ice melts in that cup, the water level doesn't change. But these people are so ignorant and falling for the okie doke that they believe anything this devil says.
Well, yeah, also money.
Money.
Money is the root of all the evil.
Right.
So Esau want to make money. So what do? They built up warehouses, and they have something called manufacturing. All right, and they have to what? They have to keep it going. They have to mass production. All right, supply and demand. And what did that do? They start to send off carbon emissions.
Right. And it all started with what, World War I or World War II was the great industrial age.
Yeah.
So when all the men went off the war, they had to keep those factories going. So they pulled the women out of the household and put the women in the factory. So now, what happened next? They want to be able to attack the whole household. It's a love of money.
Yeah, but that's the love of money. But through the love of the money, they got to keep killing the animals. They got to keep destroying the earth. They got to keep polluting the air. See that?
All right.
So, book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that carelessly that said in her heart, I am, and there is none besides me. How will she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
That's gonna be America, man. That's Babylon right there, man. That's what's coming to this place, man. This whole place gonna be wiped out, man.
And Con, what they like to say, God bless America and no place else. Shit, they feel like this place can't be touched.
That's true. He gonna bless them. He gonna bless them with destruction. That's a blessing to the whole earth before America be destroyed.
When they say like when a person hits an animal, they say let's just put it out of our misery. It's the best thing to do. It's the most humane thing to do is to put it out of its misery.
But it wasn't in misery until you hit the motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had a point? Go ahead.
This is Psalm 75, verse 5. Lift not up your horn on high. Just to back up what you and the brother Ariel was talking about. This is lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. So it's basically saying, Esau, don't be proud. You know, don't lift yourself up, basically. You know, and speak not with a stiff neck. Don't be talking down on people. You know, hard-headed, basically. Verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh is judge, and he putteth down one, and he setteth up another.
Esau don't understand that, man. He got one. Listen, Yahweh got Esau so delusional. He really think that he put himself in the power seat, man. The Lord did that. All right, you were done? You got a precept? 75. Did you have a precept? All right, go ahead. Okay.
This is Isaiah 17 and 13. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall rebuke them. And they shall flee for all, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind.
All right, so now I want to use this story. I was just watching the documentary on Mike Tyson and how he was 14 years old and he saw Larry Holmes beat the hell out of Muhammad Ali. And he cried about it. He said, yo, I'm avenging. And can you imagine the tears that are coming out of Yahweh's eyes right now, waiting to pounce on these other nations that touched us, man? And Mike Tyson came in there and mutilated Larry Holmes, man. That's what Yahweh is going to do to these other nations. Like Yahweh is waiting to rise up against these other nations. Read it again.
It's Isaiah 17 and 13. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall rebuke them.
All right, so now he rebuked the waters to make the seas come down. Yahweh did that on the ship when he was laying there asleep. And they woke him up like, Lord, how can you sleep? We perished. He looked around and he rebuked the seas, man. He rebuked the seas. And what does the scripture say? When the enemy shall rush in like a flood, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against them, man. He gonna rebuke, he made the seas take flight. He gonna make them take flight, man. So they can rush in as a flood. He said, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, man? They're raging like the sea of water. And it's vanity, man. Their imaginations are vain. That false narrative that they're trying to paint. You know? Go ahead.
Isaiah 63 and 2 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
All right.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I think I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
And that's Yahweh Shai that's mighty to say, that's speaking righteousness. That's coming to deliver the sacrifice here in America, right? And deliver his elect from out of this place.
Destroy Esau.
Destroy Esau.
He said, like you're talking about Mike Tyson.
Huh.
Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? They said garment was white.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's going to turn the garment red.
He trading the rhyme press, man.
I'm shutting you.
Huh.
And thy garments like that treadeth, like him that treadeth in the wine fat. He said, you're going to wash your feet in the blood of the wicked. I have tried in the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me, but I will tread them in mine anger, like you said, Mike Tyson, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart.
And we haven't seen anger. We thought we seen anger with the Esau, with the devil. But you ain't seen anger till you see Yahweh Shai show up, man.
Right. And the year of my redeemed is come.
The year of his redeemed is come. Who is he redeeming, man? The elect of the children of Israel, the apple of his eye, man. He's ready to come and pounce on these other nations for what they did to us, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Psalms 34:6. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel
in the time of Jacob's trouble right now. All right, so we need to be preparing for salvation, man. Not giving a hell about what's going on this earth, man. Like worrying about young Dolph and all that, man. He's in a better place now. You need to be worried about what yourself, getting yourself right with Yahweh by shooting outside. That's what you need to be worried about. Go ahead.
2:7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him.
So if you don't fear the Lord, because you got devils camping around about you, man. Ready to fuck your whole brain up as soon as the destruction and chaos go around, man.
And they can see them devils, man. They reside in the flesh. All right, but hey, the spirit, all right, which is this is spiritual war. All right, those angels we don't see, but we know they exist. All right, and they ultimately come into divine intervention. Man.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9. For God has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
But if you turn your face away from him, then you're turning away from his mercy. He didn't appoint us to wrath, so the elect are going to get salvation, but 2/3 of our people are going to get that wrath. What does the scripture say? Don't hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. So if you're down there holding Esau's hand singing Kumbaya, you'll be in a Kumbaya missile. That's it. That's the only thing your destiny. That's why the Lord says, flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right. That's why we got to mentally get out of this place. Go ahead.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leave, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
You will search, man. Listen, what is they searching at with that light? Going back to the 10 virgins, man. 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. All right, for the ones that were foolish, man, the Lord got destruction prepared for them. He's gonna number them to the sword, man. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91, starting at verse 8. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
All right, so we're dwelling, like it says, woe to them. It said, somebody get Revelation 12 and 12 real quick. You hold your place on that. You hold your place on that. Revelation 12 and 12. Somebody, whoever bring it up.
Revelation 12 and 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Is he talking about the holy angels? The holy angels rejoice every day after we do the work. But he's talking about those that are mind are taken out of this place and they rejoice in the heavens, man. All right, so he says, rejoice in the heavens and ye that dwell therein. He said, where your heart is, that's where your treasure is, that's where your heart should be also. All right, real quick. All right.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time.
So woe to the inhabitants of the earth, man. Those that see substance in this place. This place is about to be destroyed. Now go back to that time.
Back at the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
And we have our habitation is in heaven, even though we're physically here on this earthly realm. Our mind is in the heavens, man. Our mind is focused on Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So anything that's focused on this place, their mind is going to be destroyed right along with it. Go ahead.
Verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, man. All right? Go ahead.
Precept. Amos 2:14 all the way to 16. Therefore the fly should perish from the swift, and the strong should not strengthen his force, neither should the mighty deliver himself.
The mighty can't deliver itself. Can't nobody deliver itself from this destruction that's about to come. You got to get deliverance from Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why Esau's steadily trying to seek repentance carefully with tears, but it's not going to happen, man. It's set up for destruction, just like 2/3 of our people. All right.
2:15. Neither should he stand that handle a bow, and he that is swift of foot should not deliver himself.
All these mighty armies, all these mighty people, ain't nobody gonna be able to deliver themselves in that day. Don't care how many guns you got, man.
Neither should he that ride the horse deliver himself.
He said he came with. What did it say? Thou art my battle like with thee. I would break horse and I would break rider, man. And the Lord is going to establish that in his people and the children of Israel, man.
Number 16.
Right.
And he that is perished among the mighty should flee away naked in that day, say the Lord Yahweh.
And flee away in shame, man. They're going to be shameful. Like, surely we have inherited lies from our fathers. We have made falsehood our refuge, man. Rough paraphrase.
They're gonna be as a chase road.
They're going to be as a chase road.
No man taketh up.
No man taketh up. That's Esau in the other nation. Mainly Esau. Got a precept?
It's Isaiah 12:11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Everybody gonna be humble in that day, but Esau gonna keep a little bit of pride, so we're gonna keep that foot in their ass for them 1,000 years. All right, so he gonna have that prideful state because he gonna be in torment. He gonna be in disbelief that he's at the bottom, man. Because he's so haughty and prideful, but that's gonna be brought low, man, because he's gonna be put in bondage, gonna be put in chains. All right. Somebody get Zechariah 2:8.
Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you.
You have already brought that out. Go ahead. That's it.
For he that toucheth you, Salakia, touches the apple of his eye.
And that's the elect of the children of Israel, man. Those are the ones when he looks at them, he sees the image of his son. Those are the ones that follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right, those are the ones that are redeemed from among men. All right, the first fruits of the flock of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Somebody get Psalm 17:13. Baba Kushan. Anybody got a precept?
This is Psalms 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
All right, so deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. And who is that talking about? That's talking about Esau, man. And these other nations that come form a confederacy with this devil to try to destroy and tarnish the name of the children of Israel, man. All right, but we're hastening the day of the coming of our Lord, asking the Lord to arise. Go ahead.
And speaking about Esau turned away from his creator.
Right.
They turned away from the Most High, just like with Cain in the offering.
Right.
You know, they turned away from the creator, man. That's what this is about. Right. Esau got all this power. The world was given into his hand, and look what he did with it. Right? They don't want to acknowledge Yahweh Shai.
Right.
All right?
What profit a man that he gained the whole world and lose his soul?
Right, because the Most High created Esau as well. He's heathen. This is Sirach, chapter 10, verse 12.
Right.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh and his heart is turned away from his maker.
Man, and that's what Yahweh was explaining to Cain. That's what he was explaining to. He's like, why are you so rough? Don't you know if you came in with a good, rough paraphrase, you came with a good sacrifice, I would be pleasant with thee. But if not, sin waited for you at the door.
Right, waiting for him. For pride is the beginning of sin. And he that hath it, it shall pour out abomination.
He's the most abominable creature on the earth.
Scripture said that about Esau. Abomination that maketh desolate.
Con.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. That's about to happen.
Con.
The Lord hath cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. That's what's about to happen.
Con.
The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place.
Oh, that's he taking the weak things of the world to confound the mighty, man.
That's right. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth, bring them down to hell.
Just like hell, just like they told us, raise it to the foundation. That's what the Lord's gonna say.
Right. Raise it to the foundation. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and have made their memorial to cease from the earth.
So we ain't got to worry about tearing down those statues because the Lord's going to consume all that shit, destroy it.
Yeah, he's going to destroy everything, even them from the earth.
God.
Yep. Pride was not made for men.
Pride was made for gods. For the Most High, man.
And the elect.
And
the kingdom, you know, we're gonna take pride in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
God.
Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of women. We're gonna be born from the heavens.
Born from the heavens.
And we're gonna be able to show that furious anger and righteousness.
Indignation, righteous anger.
That's
righteous
right,
anger. All right. Kabosh, and then
This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 14.
Perfect topic, man.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger.
All right, so we're going to do it according to the Lord's anger, man. We don't even know how pissed off the Lord is, man. But we're going to know in that day because he's going to put it in our hearts. And we're going to be doing it perfectly too, man.
Hey, Con, that's show you right there with when the tables do turn, man. Why? Because it was David at first praying for deliverance from the sword, which is the Lord, which is deliverance from the wicked, which is the Lord's sword, man. So therefore, hey, we're going to be the Lord's sword going out to slay the goddamn wicked, you know.
Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for our captivity to be turned right before our eyes, like the Lord said, and have our foot on the necks of our enemies, just like how they have their foot on our necks.
Hey, Con, and Esau, oh, please forget that, man. That was years ago. You know, yada, yada, woo, woo. Hey, nah, man. You know, that's the faith, the faith and the patience of the saints, man. That's what we're waiting for. You know, hey, that's what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua embedded in us, man. You know, that's what these scriptures continuously talk about. You know?
When he had Jacob in the courthouse, in these courtrooms, and he prosecuting Jake, he don't want to forget what Jake done or what he think Jake done. No, they gonna prosecute Jake to the 100% of the law. So we're gonna do the same thing to them, according to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yeah, man. What did he say? He the original criminal.
Yeah,
red. Red monkey. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities.
He ain't gonna forget. He ain't gonna forget, man. Like, what do you say? Elephants don't forget nothing? No, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua don't forget nothing. From your past life all the way till now. You want all that.
He getting works whether they're good or bad.
All right, that was it. I'm one.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah 54:16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
All right, so that's what's ultimately gonna bring the destruction on this place, man. Those missiles keep going.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
All right, so the Lord is the ones that put the mind in these scientists to create the split the atom and create the atomic bomb and use Hiroshima and Nagasaki to start the nuclear age, man. That's what you see today. And with that, all the development of the nuclear missiles, the Lord's going to denuclearize the whole earth by having all those missiles shot off on this place.
Hey, man. Hey, and you can see that building up right now. You know, with the what's it called, arms race. You know, pretty much China got this new missile out. All right, that basically got America sitting on the edge of their seat, man. basically it's a torpedo, you know, that causes tsunami waves and whatnot. And also Russia has that same missile as well, man. It's called the Poseidon, you know. So with that being said, hey, just like the brother said, hey, the Lord created the smith that blows the coal, man. You know, and that coal is being blown.
And also China has that missile that orbits the Earth, and at any given moment they can command it to hit the target.
Hey, come on, man. Russia too as well. So they'll let you know, hey, it's more than one. There's more than one country with it, man. Fly indefinitely until it's told to hit its target, you know.
Verse 17 says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
So when you see all these weapons being developed, it's not for us to get scared, because ultimately they not only do they want to wipe Israel from being off the earth, they want to get rid of the majority of humanity. So we're not supposed to get scared of that when we see all these things developing. We're supposed to rejoice in that. There's no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
And that's also why the Lord Yahweh will say, fear not him that which can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the body and the soul in hell, man. You know. So with that being said, our utmost fear should be towards the Lord Yahweh you know.
That's it. That's it, because he didn't give us spirit of fear. He gave us the spirit of power and love and of a sound mind. You know?
Here's Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood.
Oh, he so love blood. You know, some of them, they drink it. You know what I'm saying? They love blood. So the Lord gonna prepare them the blood, man. Slaughter. Slaughter. By definition, that's what he means by preparing them for blood.
Right now, back you up. All right. This is Obadiah, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Come on, you know, I think y'all like to break that down. Go ahead.
Hey, dismayed, man. Oh my God, man. Rock to sleep, man. Bamboozled, man.
For real. So you already know how that's going to be, man. So we rejoice in those things when we see destruction coming upon the earth. So what does it say, Psalms 91? Only with that eye shall we receive the reward of the wicked, man.
Hey, come on, Job too. Hey, famine and destruction, thou shalt laugh, man. So with that being said, when we see it and hear about it, it's nothing but, you know, more glory to us, you know.
Go ahead, Ariel.
This is Judges chapter 16, verse 28. And this is Samson after he got his eyes taken out. And he was in the temple of I forget what god they served at the time. But he was in a heathen temple. It says, and Samson called unto the Lord and said, O Yahweh, power, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O Yahweh, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And that's what we're doing right now. We're praying for you. We're praying to Yahweh our shot just this once. Please let us be avenged before our eyes.
Like the Howard shot praying.
That's the Howard shot praying.
Revelation 11.
All right. You know, try to get it? Yeah. All right.
Revelation 11. This is Revelation 11. And 10, 9. And they of the people and kindred and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies, 2 eyes, 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right, that's 350 years, and we ain't gonna know the truth in that whole time, man. It's gonna be taken away from us. So that's why we will walk around in that dead state.
They kept us from finding our rest. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these 2 prophets, the seers, tormented them that dwelt upon the earth. So that would be Yahushua praying in the same sense of Samuel.
Look at the parallel in that, because that's what they were doing in the temple. That's what they were doing in the temple when he was praying for that. And then what he did, he asked the young boy to bring him out to the pillars that were holding up the temple, and he knocked them over, and the whole shit fell. You know what I'm saying? So that's, and then that's Yahushua praying for his elect, for the vengeance of his seers, man. All right, because you know our prayers go up to the heavens, and they're received by the angels as incense, man. So with that being said, the more we pray, like the scripture said, if our people would just humble themselves and pray, I shall hear their prayers and I shall heal them, man. You gonna get it? Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus,
chapter 23, verse 22. It says, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thy enemies and an adversary unto thy adversary.
And that's it. As soon as people get themselves out of the way and understand it's all about Yahweh Shem Yahushai and pray to him for deliverance, and pray for him for the things to come, then you'll see the furniture moving, man. Then you'll understand. Take yourself out of the equation. Go ahead.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 15. I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One.
He said, if my people humble themselves and pray, then I will heal them. What is Rapaya Allah? Which means to heal, man. The angel of healing. Go ahead.
2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and I will heal their land.
Because the whole head is sick, man. We're sick in trespasses and sin, man.
I'm sorry. The book of Psalm 74, 18 all the way to 20. Remember this, that the enemy have reproached, O Lord Yahweh Shai, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. Oh, deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. Forget not the congregation of thy poor forever.
I mean, turtle doves like a pigeon or a bird of peace, man. The sacrifice. All right, go ahead.
Have respect unto the cabinet, for the dark place of the earth are full of the habitation of cruelty.
Right, so and that's the whole earth, man. Is this wickedness?
Nocturnal animals.
Yeah. But we're not the children of darkness. We're the children of the day. So we don't partake in the darkness that goes on in this world, man.
Nocturnal animals.
Yeah,
He's just an animal.
and what is their favorite nocturnal animal? Molech, the owl. They love that shit, man.
Big.
You got a free thought? All right, somebody got Joel 3:1.
This is going back to the incense and the prayers of the saints and the healing. And this is Revelations 8 and 4. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. You know, I wanted to quick that go into the book of 2 Samuel, how how King David prayed to the Lord to deliver the Lord from the Philistines, and on being the man of the Lord by King David being a man after the Lord's own heart. All right, the Lord answered his prayers, man, and shook the foundations of the earth, and that's what this is describing, and that's ultimately what when the elect, he's gonna do the same thing. Hey, it's the same thing, man. You're gonna shake the foundations of the earth, man. Because those prayers is gonna be heard, man.
And he's doing that spiritually, and it's gonna happen physically, man. Like, what if you look at it spiritually, what is the foundation of this earth? Lies. That's the foundation, because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So now we're shaking the foundation of the earth by putting the truth out there. And then the Lord gonna make the earth build back and forth like a drunkard when the missiles hit this place, man. Go ahead. There's someone.
I go into that account.
Oh yeah, you can.
And it's the account of King David praying. All right, and this is 2 Samuel chapter 22. All right, and 6. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried to my power, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because he was wroth. Right, touch not my anointed, man. Do his prophets no harm, man. You know. Verse 9, there went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. You know, hey, ultimately the Lord is going to show up and show out, man, for his elect, man. Those who standing boldly and stiffly for his name.
And them coals that's going to be kindled. These are the nations, the 2/3 of our people. That's going to be kindled, man.
The coals represent anger.
And what if it's already kindled? You know?
He ain't coming to put no fire out. He coming to put more fire on.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat.
Which means Yahweh's judgment, man. Over in the valley of Kidron. And you're witnessing that being put together today. It's kind of quiet. You don't hear much about it in the news right now because everybody focuses on Kyle Rittenhouse and Ahmaud Arbery. But things are still stirring up over there in the Middle East. They're still trying to figure out what's going on in Afghanistan. Because those people are catching hell over there because America pulled their troops out, man. And you got the militia running racket over there, man, killing people in the street, cutting people's head off. You know? Go ahead.
I will also gather all the nations and bring them down to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
And the Lord gonna bring judgment onto these other nations, man. Swift, speedily judgment, man. Whole foot in their ass, whole foot, sideways, man. Man, listen, we know how Jake get angry, and we know we have a certain characteristic of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, but we don't know to the full effect. We don't know how, man. We don't know how angry the Lord gonna be. We know He gonna be pissed off, but we don't know what. Like just like how when your parents come home mad and they flip this shit over and get mad, like you in the corner, like you don't know what's on their mind to do what's next. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna witness. But within that, the elect are gonna be comforted in that anger. That anger is gonna be comforting to them. They're gonna want to see this shit flipped upside down, man.
Hey, Con, hey, we're gonna be reflections of him because we're gonna be doing shit according to his anger too as well, man.
So I'm gonna flip me a table or two too. And Lord, what I'm part of that number. I can't wait to flip the table, man. Shoot. For real.
Yeah, he did.
Hey Lord, they're gonna know that you ain't flipped that one. That one needs to be flipped.
Everything that happened to us will happen to us. What did they do when we were running from slavery? They pointed us out. The Africans did it. Esau did it. They sold us in slavery.
Hey, funny you said the Hamite shit. That one Hamite we had. I would do this for you.
Right. What happened with Yahushua? What did they do with Peter? They pointed him out.
Yeah.
They tried to get him to deny the Lord. So we're gonna be pointing them out. They come over here.
Oh, I'm not an Edomite. I got a 10. Look.
Silly.
That DNA.
Hey, but he's gonna be, man. Listen, man. The Lord's gonna have all these people in derision, man. Their mind are gonna be way dismayed. They ain't gonna be able to function right, man. When they see what the Lord's true image is, man. That alone is gonna terrorize everybody. You mean to tell me that the power of the earth look like these people? Damn, we done fucked up. That's gonna come on. Imagine that, man. The people you've been persecuting your whole life, that you set up a foundation of this whole earth off their blood, sweat, and tears, and the Lord gonna come return looking like them.
It's like we're in a big episode of Undercover Boss, man. You mistreating the boss. So hey, when the Lord Yahushua come back, your ass fired, man. You know, literally.
Yeah, fired. I wish you could put an S fired plural. All right, somebody all got some Isaiah 14 and 21. I was gonna say you got it.
Okay.
And after that, Zechariah 14 and 1.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
All right, so they try to tell us all the time that let bygones be bygones. Oh, that was a long time ago. That was slavery. We didn't do that. All right, but check this out. They threw Bill Cosby in jail for something that happened 65 years ago. They didn't forget that. But when it comes to Esau's transgression, they want us to forget it. They don't want to remember it. They want us to still hate Arabs and all that because of 9/11. They say never forget. They have a parade, a memorial every year about that.
But won't put that old part that falsely accused Emmett Till of whistling at her, man. You know?
No.
Hey, shit, they won't
do
that,
nothing to her. Won't do nothing to her. But Esau wants to talk about things like karma and things like that, but they don't think it can happen to them. They really foolish enough to believe that they could go around running amok, doing whatever they will on this earth, and nothing will happen to them. And that's how prideful they are. You got to go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 6. Revelations 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, filled to her double.
So that cup of slavery, man, listen, we went into 500 or so years, they get 1,000. And they get eradicated off the earth. We get eternal life, they get death. They get, how do you say meta in Hebrew? Mayawat. That's what their destiny is. Mayawat. That's Obadiah 1 and 18. They shall be totally dead as they have never existed. No one will remain of the mount of Esau, man. That's it for them. They're gonna drink of the cup. They're gonna drink of the cup double. He gonna like how they used to like break the teeth of the slaves and force the tube in their mouth to force them to eat. That's how the Lord gonna pour the cup of his indignation.
Right down the esophagus.
Hey, he gonna hold their nose and their mouth so they can't do nothing but swallow it. Real quick, and then y'all.
This Jeremiah chapter 17 and 19. Thus saith the Lord unto me. Select it.
Change roll.
This is Jeremiah.
You got it. Go ahead, y'all.
This is the book of Isaiah 44 and 5. Every valley should be exalted, and every mountain and hill should be made low.
Ooh, who was that in the valley, man? We're at the low position, man. All right, we're gonna be exalted. The Lord's gonna exalt us. That's why it should say, exalt not thyself, let you be made a base, man. Go ahead.
And the crooked should be made straight.
All right, we were crooked because of sin, but we made straight, but like Esau, like zigzag. You can't straighten that out, man. Lord say, how can you make straight what he had made crooked? They were made to be crooked. All right, we were made to be made straight, but we were falling after their ideas and their foolishness, and that's why we became crooked. See that how easily they painted they painted a pretty picture, and we're like, ooh, we want to be like them. Go ahead.
On the roof place plank.
Real quick,
The rock. Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which ye have made crooked?
So that's like saying Esau got a chance of being righteous. That's funny. That's funny. That's like the funniest joke, punchline in the world. You can't happen. That's why the Lord is so merciful and perfect. That's why they have to be eradicated off the earth. They're going to go through 1,000 years of hell, not just because they're in slavery, because there's righteousness everywhere. They're going to see everything. Can you imagine being wicked and look around and ain't nothing but righteousness around? They ain't going to want to be here. The Lord going to, like they say with the horse, that fall and break his leg, oh, shoot him in the head, put him out of his misery. The Lord going to put them out of their misery, man, after 1,000 years, man. Because there's no way that they can be made. They're programmed to be wicked. All right? There's no reprogramming Esau. That's like there's no reprogramming Babylon. Because he said we would have healed her if she could have been healed, but she cannot be healed, so we didn't heal her, man. All right, that was it, Saquon? All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 40 and 5. And the glory of the Lord Yahweh Shai should be revealed, and all flesh should see it together.
And we're seeing a glimpse of his glory by us being risen up and out here on the highways and byways teaching. So at one point in time, we couldn't even read a book, let alone a Bible. You had a Bible in your hand, you'll get killed. All right.
1 Samuel 2 and 6. You're on both sides. Yahweh killeth, right? And maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
So now it's time for Esau to be brought down to the grave and us to be lifted up. He said, every valley shall be lifted up and every mountain shall be brought down, man. All right, so that we're witnessing that happen. What did he say? Faith as the size of a mustard seed, you shall be saying, mountain, move over yonder, hence, roughly paraphrasing. And that's what we're speaking. That's what we're speaking by coming out here teaching this word. We're marching around Jericho, man. 7 times, 7 being completion. Go ahead.
Isaiah 40 and 5. And the glory of the Lord Yahweh Shai should be revealed, and all flesh should see it together. For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken.
All right, the mouth of the Lord has spoken it, and we're his mouth speaking these glorious things of our King, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Go ahead.
It's Luke 18 and 14. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Can you go up a little bit higher?
Verse 13. And the publican stand afar off.
No, go up high and start with the where the other one prayed.
All right.
Yeah.
I start verse 1. This is Luke 18:1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was a city, a judge, which feared not Yahweh, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, no regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her.
And that's what our people are trying to accomplish from the wicked by with this Black Lives Matter. Right, man, this man don't fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This man don't see righteousness on the earth. So why would he avenge you of the things that's happening to us? Because we're sitting here not to be avenged, because we're the only person that's going to redeem us is Yahweh Shai, man. And we already have redemption through his bloodshed, man.
Verse 5.
But our people, 2,000 our people refuse to believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so that doesn't fit them. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Lest by her continually coming, she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not God avenge his own elect?
So now we don't have to worry about the unjust judge Esau avenging us, because for one, he's not going to. All right, for two, we're going to be avenged of Yahweh Shai, man. He said, vengeance is his. Go ahead.
Which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them.
Come on, like, you don't think he hears our prayers? Yeah, you hear our prayers, man. That's why he sent Moses. All right. We come into that spirit today. All right. Being drawn out of the water, man. Go ahead.
I tell you that he will avenge them speedily.
Speedily avenge his elect, man. But you got to be a part of that number to even get an understanding of what vengeance is. Because he's a God of patience and long suffering. But everybody got that microwave syndrome. They want their salvation now. Because why? You want to know why? Because they don't believe in the spirit. They believe in that carnal state of mind. So they want everything right now. They don't want it. They don't want to wait for the kingdom. Go ahead. They got that Esau syndrome.
Jump to the point. It's verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
Now listen how this lines up with IUIC, because they feel like they can save themselves, man. They feel like they can save themselves. Go ahead.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, Yahweh, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as the publican.
All right, so he feel like they don't even sin at all. All right, I'm glad I'm not like these other men. All right, go ahead.
I fast twice in a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven.
So we know our righteousness is as filthy rags. Those are the ones that come in meekness. Those are the ones that are not puffed up and lifted up. Those are the ones that are waiting to be lifted up by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Those are the ones that are persecuted daily for understanding the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right?
Those are faith-based.
All right.
Romans 11 and 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou be a wild olive tree, being a wild olive tree were grafted in amongst them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches. But if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then that the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in.
Nah, the branches were broken off, right, because of transgression, but they're grafted in through Yahweh Shai. So they want to boast up against the branches, thinking that the law is going to deliver them. But no, we all have come short of the glory.
Well, because because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith, be not high-minded, but fear.
So that's how And when you're standing in faith, you fear Yahweh by Shem Shai. So you're gonna watch every step. Man, listen, every moment, that's every time that you spend on this earth, it's gonna be some way, form, or fashion. You're gonna be thinking about Yahweh by Shem Shai some way or some form, man. And you're gonna be mindful of how you spend your time. You're gonna be very mindful of how you spend your time, because time is the only precious thing that we have on this earth. So what are you spending your time doing? That shows if you have the fear of Yahweh by Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Finish it up. This is back in Luke chapter 18 and 13. And the publican standing afar off will not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven.
Because he didn't even feel worthy to present himself in front of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, that's why he was standing afar off. But what did the Pharisees say? Oh yeah, I'm gonna stand right here at the front of the altar. What's up, Yahweh Shai? That's how boastful they are, man. Talking about the law, when we all come short of the glory, man. Go ahead.
But smote upon his breast, saying, God me merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
Because he knew that the only way he was going to make it is through Yahweh Shai, man. He knew that. He knew that. He said, what did Yahweh Shai say, man? No, y'all whole. Those that are whole need not a physician. I come to heal the sick, right? They feel that Yahweh Shai was basically telling them, no, y'all don't need me, remember? Y'all don't need me.
And it says he deals with those of a lowly and a contrite spirit.
Mm-hmm. Right, that was it.
Well, it was going to the point where we first brought out, for everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
So that goes to our people too, because you got our people that's being prideful. That our people that won't pay respect to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Hey, this is Psalms chapter 51. And I'm gonna start at verse 16. It says, "For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are of a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thou would not despise."
Right, he's not despised, because he said, "A bruised reed he shall not break," man. So he's coming to the ones that are seeking a physician to be healed. He's coming to the ones that are tired of being dead in their trespasses, that want life in Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah, please go ahead.
This 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having the seal of the Lord known that them are his.
All right, the seal, that the wall, that exemption from judgment. The ones that call upon the name and wait for Yahweh Shai, man. All right, go ahead.
Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey."
And that's what we do. We wait upon Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai until he rises up against the prey. So we have no power. And that's why we were brought low to realize that, because guess what? Back in the time of Genesis, we were tyrants, man. Walking around here with all this power of being wicked, like Esau. That's the mindset we had back then. But guess what? The Lord had mercy and compassion on us. He said, "I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to teach you who the almighty power is, and I'm going to put you back in your place, but in righteousness." That's why we're going to get those new bodies, and we won't sin any longer.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 3. "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger."
Done. And man, listen, read that again, man. Done.
Zephaniah 2 and 3. "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness."
Boom. That's the key right there. Yeah, we seek wisdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. But within that, this is one thing, a quick testimony of myself. This is one thing I like to pray for. Like if the Lord reveals something to me, or if I'm able to be taught something, I get an understanding from the elder, you know, what I ask in return is, can you award me double in righteousness what you've given me in wisdom? Because what is the purpose of me having this wisdom if I'm out here being wicked? It doesn't make any sense. It profits me nothing. It's going to lead me to destruction. That's where haughtiness and prideness comes in. When you learn a lot in the Lord, but you don't understand what righteousness is. So when you increase in wisdom, always pray for to increase doubly in righteousness, man. So you do what's right, so you can be edifying to the church, so you can be charitable, have charity. That's where it's at, man. Because it said charity wiped away a multitude of sins. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all. It is about what you learn, but it's about what you do, what you learn, and it's all, man. We seek for perfection every day.
The scripture say, freely receive, freely give. Man. So therefore, what we intake, we're supposed to have this outtake too as well, man. What we get, it's like what we take in, we're supposed to give out. You know,
in righteousness, man. Not being. One thing I had to do, I had to learn to be a teacher, not a dictator. You teach like this. You dictate like this. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people want to do this and rise up over you and put it in your mind like this instead of being compassionate. That's how Yahushua came like this. Yahushua came with his hands and arms open to those that believe in his name. You know? Precept. Are you going to bring that out real quick?
All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 1.
So going back to the point, woe unto them that rise up against Ariel, man. All right, Jerusalem, the Lord's anointed. Because guess what? Destruction is going to come to them. That's even 2/3 of our people, because it says, even as of late, my people has risen up as an enemy. Real quick, go ahead.
Job 11 and 20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost.
That's going to be their hope, as the giving up of ghosts. Their hope is going to be death. Vanity. I know. That's it. That's it. That's it, man. And that's what true fear is. That's what true fear is. Because what is our hope? Our hope is our succor, our righteous protection. That's what we have hope in, right? But now, if your succor fails, you have no hope, man. Your hope is at nothing. Somebody had to put something on me.
That succor is money. Eliphaz, man. My God is a fine gold. You know.
All right. Real quick, and then you.
This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 11. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish.
All right, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, man. All right, but the tabernacle what?
Of the upright shall flourish.
Shall flourish, man. The upright in spirit, man. The righteous, man. All right, go ahead.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end therefore art the way of death.
And that's what the elder just brought out, man. Their hope is like, as they giving up the ghost, man. There's a way that seems right up to the man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. Go ahead, McCoy.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Burnt mountain. A burnt mountain. And that's what's going to happen to this place, man. This whole system that is set up by Esau, man, all the way from America, all the way to the sides of the pit, back to Europe, the bottomless pit, man. The Lord's going to destroy all this, man, this whole place from the rooter to the tutor. And off these ashes, we're not over here, but over in Israel, we're going to build our foundation on what they're going to build it. We're going to be the foremen. We're going to be dictating and telling them what to do. All right, we have a precept. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Job, chapter 27, and I'll start at verse 6. My righteousness I hold fast, and I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live.
And that's not being overly righteous, but that's being righteous in a humble sin, understanding we're obtaining righteousness, but we still sin. You know what I'm saying? We still sin.
Go ahead. And it's just like the brother said, man. It's ultimately a prayer of Job, man. You know, so it's not a pride, a sense of pride. You know, or my righteousness I hold fast. He not let it go. You know, that's his end all be all, man. That's all he got. That's all he had.
All he had was his integrity. Because what was the main goal? Is get him to curse you. How about Shema Shai? And his righteousness came from faith. That's where his righteousness came from, faith, man. That he would maintain his integrity all the way to the end, and he did that. He did that no matter what he was faced with.
Verse 7. Let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that rises up against me as the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he have gained, when Yahweh have taken away his soul? Will Yahweh hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him?
No, I'll call upon your money.
Job 8 and 13. It says, so are the paths of all that forget Yahweh. And the hypocrites' hope shall perish.
And that's 2/3 of our people. I mean, these other nations, they never had no hope. All right, go ahead.
Whose hope shall be cut off. They want Esau to keep ruling.
Come
And whose trust shall be as a spider's web. So what they trust in is going to be a web. Get them caught up.
trap.
Right? And the black widow is Esau. And
The
he
red
shall,
dot. With the red dot.
with the red dot on it. And he shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. So they're going to lean on what? The strength. They're going to try to lean upon America, but it's not going to stand. Lean upon Esau. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. That's the American dream. He is green before the sun, and his branch shooteth forth in his garden. It's talking about Esau as well. His roots are wrapped about the heat, and seeth the places of stone, the foundation. It's talking about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If he destroyeth him from his place, what he said, he that letteth will let till he be removed out of the way. So the Lord got to destroy him out of his place. If he destroy him out of his place, then it shall deny him. See, then this world will deny him. Everything Esau doing, you know. Other than that, it's gonna prosper.
They're gonna continue to try to find hope in Esau, but it's gonna be pointless.
Well, yeah, right. Unless Yahweh stops Esau gonna continue. The Most High created him as a perfect weapon of mass destruction. They're gonna consume utterly. If he destroy him from his place, then it shall deny him, saying, I have not seen thee. Where you at? Behold, this is, let me know if I got any introduction to this. Behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the earth shall others grow. Behold, Yahweh will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoer. Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalms 9:17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God.
That's that casting into hell. Right? Casting means to turn into. All right.
For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, but it's all in patience. Mazan had an interjection too.
All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thawing forth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a gust that tarried but a day.
And when the smoke is clear, like you don't even remember that, see that fire or remember that fire anymore. All right, go ahead.
Got one more verse. Verse 15.
That's talking about Esau's rulership. Gonna be as though it had never been.
But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
But the Lord care about us, but our people's like, where's thou loved us? It's like the Lord had to explain, isn't Esau that brother that hated Esau that loved Jacob? But the Lord is showing the world that he loved Jacob and hated Esau. Go ahead.
Job 8:20. Behold, Yahweh will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoer, until he fill thy mouth with laughter, and thy lips with rejoicing. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame. Who is that? Esau. And the dwelling places of the wicked shall come to naught.
Like America, this place is gonna come to naught, man.
Yeah, they named the lands after their own name. Earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They went all over the world, robbing, stealing, and killing. You know, so all that got to be cleaned up. It's gonna take thousands of years to clean that up, man. Going through every nook and cranny, finding every little ass idol that y'all created, every little pocket idol, every damn chain, the cross, all that stuff, especially the monument.
Quick injection. This is the book of Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
The Lord coming to bring destruction.
That's not what Esau said, though.
For real. He's coming to come to say, he think the Lord coming to say kumbaya.
Wait, when they say, "Let bring peace on earth," that's what they say.
Yeah.
Let them be the first ones to greet him when he comes.
Yeah.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, for the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
That's what the Lord's going to do. Speedy riddance, meaning get rid of, man. So they're a nuisance, man. Esau's a nuisance in the earth, man.
Right. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. And Esau tried to say, "All right, Lord, here you go. You can have it back."
Yeah.
You gotta get some judgment.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's y'all God against our God, man. Y'all shit. We don't want that false God. The Lord don't want them. Hey, shit. Let's see what power that God that y'all uphold. Let's see what he has in that day. That he can deliver y'all from the true power of the Lord. Y'all by some y'all shot, man.
They say, can you render him a recompense? Yeah. These nations cannot pay back the Lord for what they've done, touching the apple of his eye. Yeah, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? There's nothing that man can pay for the soul. There's no money that Esau can amount to. All the gold, silver, nothing, man. The Lord's like, yo, no, it was his anyway. It belonged to Yahushua anyway.
He want blood.
He want blood, man. Vengeance is in his heart. That's what he wants.
This is the song of the three holy children, verse 19. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name, O Yahweh, and let all them that do thy servants hurt be ashamed, and let them be confounded in all their power and might, and let their strength be broken.
They're gonna be stripped naked, man. They ain't gonna have shit. Nothing. Nothing. They still gonna try to hold on to that little ounce of pride, but they ain't gonna have nothing, man.
Right, man. What's all their strength? All the blessing that was given to Esau, that's his strength.
God.
No, so the Lord said, let their strength be broken, man. What did they do to the children of Israel? Our people were destroyed for lack of knowledge. So the Lord gonna what? Take away that power of Esau to deceive us, man. Yep, he already started with that. You know? Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 52:3. But thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
Right, like a $2 whore. No money.
Man, it's a scripture in Ezekiel that said, roughly paraphrasing, that says a whore sells herself to get money, but it says, but Israel has given money to be a whore.
God,
I mean, yeah, you out here paying to be whorish out here with these other nations. Like, I'm like, and that just shows you how we are as a people. We sell ourselves to them people, like getting nothing in return.
Right. That's what they call times of church.
Huh. Oh, damn. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many.
And that's gonna be to the destruction, man. So they don't want to believe in Yahweh Shem Shai and his message, and they fall for that wickedness, that pretty picture, that so-called pretty picture that Esau paints.
And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither do they seek the Lord.
Right? They don't look towards Yahweh Shem Shai, and they ain't trying to seek the Lord, man. They ain't trying to seek him. They're running after the same thing Esau running after: money and prosperity. What is the pursuit of happiness? That's exactly what they're running after, man. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and the horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down.
All right. So the Lord's gonna let it be known to hey, they are not gods, they are men. We are the gods, man. But he said we shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. All right, but they got the whole world thinking that they the gods, man.
Yeah, that takes you back to your point. The horses are flesh. What? They're carnal. Our blessings are spiritual. Spiritual power. It goes back to King David talking to Goliath. You come at me with all the sword and that shield. I got the Most High with me.
Yeah. what you mean? Like,
See, he's a spirit, man. He's seeking us to worship him.
God,
We're dealing with spiritual power, man.
Because in the flesh, the sword and the shield versus the slingshot is not even comparable.
Not
You know?
comparable.
But the slingshot won.
Ooh, that's right. We had that little storm. We're not even comparable, man. We small right now. Man. We can't compare to Esau what they got right now, man.
nah, not in the flesh.
Not right here. We need our power. Like, we don't have no power without the Lord. You know what I mean? We were powerless, man.
Somebody else. All right, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of a knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
All right, so our true defense is Yahweh by Shem Shai. All right, money can be a defense, wisdom can be a defense, but true defense is Yahweh by Shem Shai, because it said the wisdom of Yahweh by Shem Shai wanted nothing, man. It needed not to seek help. All right, but if money can only go so far, you know, worldly wisdom can only go so far. But the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Shai, is eternal, man. And it goes on forever. It never runs out. All right, Zechariah 14:1. No.
This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Boom, and that's how we have to operate according to the spirit. Because we fight against ourselves daily, trying not to conform to the flesh and try not to fall for the sinful flesh, man. We get tried and tempted every day. So that's why we have to keep our mind on spiritual things. That was it. Let them bring it out.
All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and they spoil Shalaki, and they spoil shall be divided. Thy spoil shall be divided, Shalaki, in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle.
And we're witnessing that all nations have been drawn up. We've been spoiled. We've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We've been devoured by all these other nations. And the Lord is watching all this happen. He's the one that set it up to happen. Go ahead.
And the city shall be taken, in the house.
Rifle.
In the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Right. This has already happened, but go all the way to verse 4. But we're witnessing this happen again. Go ahead.
Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives.
Man, that's not talking about literally. That's spiritual. He's gonna start ruling from over there.
Go ahead.
Show up in the chariot.
Which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east. And toward the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south.
I might make 13 in one.
It shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult, the Lord shall be among them.
No, I don't know what. Maybe I put the wrong one. Give me Isaiah 29:5.
This is the book of Isaiah 29:5. Moreover, the multitude of thy stranger should be like a small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones should be as a chaff that pass away.
Yeah, that's more like it. That's what I'm looking at. That's more like
Yeah, it should be at an instant, suddenly.
And suddenly, this is going to happen in an instant. Like, but we have to be patient for that day to come. And that's what it's about, patience and long suffering, man. The Lord's going to make them vanish like the dust of the earth, man. Just as fast as how we see this, all this stuff being compiled together, it's all going to be torn down. Go ahead.
It's the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own young. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
And that's what's gonna happen to Esau. He about what did he say on the phone? He's gonna be like a chase row. Like we see him running up and down the trail. And nobody shall take him in. All right. And if you do get taken in, he's gonna get killed like that king of Africa did by that woman in the book of Judges, man. Ain't no place for this dude to turn, man. All right, the whole world despises this devil. All he has to do is bring the spirit up and let everybody reveal who he is. Go ahead. Yeah, something.
Okay, I was about to say something. Yeah, like basically the brother was saying, shit, they ain't gonna have nowhere to go. Nobody's not gonna be able to take these men. What it is? Amos 5:18. Basically, you should be running from a lion, and you're gonna run into a bear, man. And once you run from that bear, shit, you'll make it to the house where you think you found some type of safe haven. Shit, you go, woo, lean your hand on that wall, get your ass bit by a snake, man. You know?
Check this out. Now, if you know anything about the history of the Khazars, before they got into Israel, what they were going from nation to nation, and they were getting exiled out of every land because everywhere they went, they brought diseases with them. And one of the main diseases they brought was typhus, and that's how majority of them died in that so-called Holocaust. But we know what the real Holocaust was, the thing that happened to us in the transatlantic slave trade. But they don't want to talk about that. But they're going to go back into that nomadic state of mind. They're going to go back into that nomadic state of mind of running around, and nobody going to take them in. Everybody going to be like, oh, they over here, Israelites, they over here, sons of God, get them. We're going to round all of them up and destroy them. They ain't going to be walking no trails no more. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Well, this is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 26:16.
So that's gonna be the real trail of tears.
Jeremiah 16:16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers.
And we're fishing right now. All right? Fishing through a sea of people, pulling out the good fish and throwing back the bad. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, he says, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters.
So now, when those fishers turn into hunters, all right, we're gonna go seek them out under every rock and all them caves they're gonna try to hide in, man. We're gonna pull them out of all of them and destroy them. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 6, and I'll start from 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and every island were moved out of their places.
That's what the missiles gonna do.
That's show you when the Lord's showing up. Mushroom cloud. The mushroom cloud. That's right, brother. The kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
But they're gonna be shivering in their boots when they see the man missiles hit. And they're gonna feel like they have a safe haven hiding in them mountains and hiding in them rocks, man.
Right. And from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Ain't nobody gonna be able to stand, man. All that stuff is gonna be destroyed, man. We're gonna seek them out.
Yeah, they're gonna run all over the earth.
Like Roshan.
We can get the light on.
Right.
It's the book of 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens should pass away with a great noise, and the elements should melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the work that are therein should be burnt up.
All that stuff will be burnt up. Just like that's just a good backup to the scripture I just read.
2 Peter 3:10.
Man, and that's beautiful, man. That's what the missile's gonna do, and that's what everything's designed to do. To tear this kingdom down, man. everything that they erected, everything that they try to establish on this side is going to be destroyed.
It's polluted.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51.
And that's going to be the great cleansing of the earth. The fire is one of the best cleansing agents. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20.
How much time we got? All right. Okay, we probably be done with 4:30. Yeah.
It's 4:27.
4:27? All right. About 10 more minutes. Yeah, we ain't trying to get locked in here.
Yeah, I just dealt with some stuff across the street. For artifacts.
Oh, man.
Long day.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no doubt.
All right, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20. This is, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For
Ain't that
thee,
beautiful, man? For you to hear that, man, that should bring goosebumps on you. I mean, come on, man. The power of all the whole universe saying that you're his battle axe and weapon of war. Man, that's so beautiful, man. Can't Esau tell me nothing that's compared to that, man. But our people, 2/3 of our people fall for the okie doke. Go ahead.
it says, for thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
So you can use, you can tell Esau, do you know one day the Lord's gonna use me to beat your ass? Like,
You gonna say what? Take the world.
take the world, man. Take it. Like, no, it ain't gonna be no, like, what was that movie? Blue Street. When Martin Lawrence told him on Dave Chappelle, I gotta take your gun. He tried to hand it to him. Ooh, I gotta take it from you. Yeah, the Lord gotta take it from you. No, he's not gonna hear it. Oh, hey, you gotta take it from me. You know what I'm saying? That's the Lord. That's saying the Lord, man. Read that one more time.
It says, it says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms.
And if you notice it, we becoming a thorn in the side for Esau with all these videos we putting out. The more we do the work, the more work we do, the more we live up to that standard. Because guess what? Somebody get 2 Corinthians 10 and 3 real quick. Hold that real quick.
And if I may add on, the more work that we do, shit, that's what's causing y'all to go down in them rocks and asking him to cover up and hide y'all, man.
Right.
You know, that's why it just brought out, hey, the Lord go use us to be his battle axe, man. So shit, with that, hey, we cutting through the rocks coming to get you, man.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Boom. So right now, we're a spiritual battle axe for Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
All right, go ahead.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh.
And that's that false narrative that Esau tried to paint. We got to tear all that down so our people can really see who's behind that green curtain. You know what I'm saying? All right, who said they got an interjection? All right, go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, in verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, forever and ever.
Two key words today. All right, they'll take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever. Oh, some 3 words. Take, possess, forever. Take that home with you. Take, possess, forever. That's it. They ain't having nothing. Man, get them horns off your head. No, you can't have none of that. None of that. No, nothing. All this shit gonna be destroyed. All right, go back to that.
I know what they can have.
Yeah.
Put up there.
They can have a foot up their ass. That's it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read it one more time.
Huh.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20. For thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
You know how you want to know how true that is? Because guess what? Esau was your Most High's whipping stick that he used to put a hurting on us. But now, guess what? He said, thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. Right. See, he hasn't gone, he went to war against us.
What he told Amalek,
We're gonna be, and right now we're fighting that spiritual war against Amalek, man, because they're the ones that are in the top seat ruling. Go ahead.
It says, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, And with thee will I destroy kingdom.
Who's what kingdom is ruling now? Esau. Esau, that just goes to show you, like, man, listen, there's gonna be so much hell going on in America, especially when the race wars break out. Jake gonna be beat. Man, listen, I did a lesson, I had a testimony where I had a dream about that, where I was walking through the race wars and Jake would have, man, listen, man, Jake had the look of a stressful anxiety and a relief from pressure all in once, beating the brakes off Esau, man. I'm talking about beating during the race, we're beating the brakes off Esau, man. The Lord's gonna allow that to happen.
Centuries of stress built up.
Built up, man. All right, man. Jake was running through Esau, man. Couldn't do nothing. Real quick, let me finish. Oh, you got an interjection?
Oh, all right, cool. Go ahead. This is, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the head, the husbandman, and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
And so the Lord is sitting there and tearing everything down. He ain't leaving nothing, man. He ain't leaving nothing. What did it say in Obadiah? Would he have left some grace? No. The Lord ain't leaving nothing, man. Hey, Esau trying to consume everything on the earth. No, the Lord gonna totally consume him and his creation. Baby, nothing left. All right, go ahead. That was it. All right, go ahead, Sean.
This is Romans 8:13. For if you live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Oh, mortify the deeds of the body. So now you have the constant struggle and fight between the flesh and the spirit, right? But if you live according to the flesh, you're not going to be in tune to what the spirit wants you to do. But if you live according to the spirit, you can mortify the deeds of the body, meaning your actions, man. What the body does, you can control according to the spirit. And that goes back to James chapter 3, bridle in the tongue, man. All right. Somebody get back to Isaiah chapter 29 and 5 all the way to 8. All right, go ahead.
It's very simple though. It says 1 Corinthians 15:31. I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Yahweh our Lord, I die daily. So you wrestle against sin on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
You gotta die to this world on a daily basis. It's a continual fight.
All right. Lazar?
No, you saw Jake there say you go to church and I'm saved.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, this is a continual fight to the end. We gotta endure it to the end.
Right.
You know?
It's like how you said in your lesson, like up north, like the church is full of drug dealers and killers. And down south, it's full of happy bundles of sticks. 29 and 5 all the way to 8.
Islam and the product of Christianity.
Islam
is the killers and Christianity is
a happy bundle of sticks.
Yeah. Can't read
Right, this is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 8. It shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty.
Hey, this is like those videos you see on Facebook when people trying to grab the gun and they wake up in the clouds and shit. That's how it's gonna be with Esau, man. Right when he try to fill his belly. God damn it. Go ahead.
Or as when a thirsty man dreams.
Man, come on, because like these are the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. So, man, listen, what did he say? He that sitteth upon the heaven shall have in derision and shall laugh at them. Man, the Lord is up there dying laughing, man. Man, he gonna be, man, listen, go ahead.
And behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul have his soul have appetite. So shall the multitude of all the nations be that fight against Mount Zion.
Against Ariel, so shall all the nations be. So all the nations feeling like, but they about, oh, we about to devour them. Yeah, boom, all this is over. Keep going. That's all the way to 8.
Yeah, that was 8.
All right, come. All right, somebody got a precept or give me Psalms chapter 9, verse 17.
Job 20 and 22, and it's in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
That straits don't mean like righteousness straight. You're gonna be in dire straits. That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be in dire straits, being destitute. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 17 and 17. It says, be not a terror unto me. Thou art my hope in the day of evil. Let them be confounded that persecute me. But let not me be confounded. Let them be dismayed, but let not me be dismayed. It says, bring upon them the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction.
Double destruction. Bring upon them the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. So let them be dismayed, but let not me be dismayed, man. Can you imagine, like, one thing about it, like the mind can cause the whole body to deteriorate. And if you don't have a sound mind in that time, I don't give a damn who you are. That's, man, listen, that's why they hiding in the caves, because their mind, man, they're gonna be so scared. They're gonna like, yeah, it's all a part of the plan, because they're moving from the fear of the Lord. They're gonna try to hide themselves from the fear of the Lord. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is his treasure.
And the worst fear is to have this is the worst fear. It's for the Lord to put you in a state of derision, and you not even know it. You think you got it all together.
When somebody's in fear, the first thing they do is freeze up because their mind is so overloaded that they literally can't move. All right, and they don't. And these elites, they don't want to even see something that's going to make them fearful. So they're going to hide in the bunkers. They got underground beaches and shit like that, and movie theaters. So to them, everything is normal.
Yeah, they don't want to see what's going on the outside. They just say, "Come on, hey, rocks fall upon me," because I don't want to see the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Hey, bro, you don't know what's going on? Where you been hiding up on a rock?
Yes,
that's them.
Yes, I have. But hey, there's one rock they can't hide from. That's Yahweh Shai. The ultimate rock. The ultimate rock. We ain't talking about the wrestler either. Go ahead.
It is Psalms chapter 40, starting at verse 13.
You know what the Lord said? There should not be one stone that should not go unturned. They mean like looking abundant. That's what he's talking about.
Hey, what you find up on the rock? Snakes.
Little bugs.
It is Psalms chapter 40, verse 13. It says, be pleased, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it.
Listen to him say, be pleased, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to deliver me. But going back to what Athaniah said about the wicked ruler, about the woman that was oppressed, he wasn't pleased to deliver her. You see the difference, man? The Lord, it's pleased the Lord to give us the kingdom of heaven and take us out of our position that we're in right now. Go ahead. For those that believe and believe on his name. Go ahead.
Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee.
So while they out here saying, aha, aha, yeah, we got you, they gonna like, oh yeah, aha, aha. The Lord gonna flip that round right on them, man. And the Lord gonna be laughing, sitting in the heavens, laughing at them.
They call it fanboy.
Con.
They sit back and laugh at it.
Con. Because we got us out there with it, shucking and driving.
Yeah. Look at us on slaves on the poles hanging, laughing. Yeah, look what they did to them. Laughing at their family members and taking them the land.
This ain't how they built their teepees. This is a mockery for the actual ingenuity of the way they built their teepees.
Look what they did in Mumia Abu Jamal when they bombed that whole street in Philadelphia. They could be seen and heard on video laughing while they did it. While they bombed a whole bunch of children that had unarmed guns. Unarmed, yeah. So he continuing on the fact of how they was mocking us and laughing. At the slave table. You know, when we was in slavery, they sitting there cracking up and laughing and shit. Coming up with their plans, laughing.
Saying it right in front of us, like we can't do shit about it.
Buck breaking, you know what I'm saying?
Laughing about that.
12 years a slave, Django.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a aha. So yeah, do that again, boy. The aha part.
This is Psalm chapter 40, verse 15. It says, let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, Esau
gonna be shamed. That's dumb. That's part of their shame, man.
This is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
All right, so that's why America has to be totally destroyed by all the bloodshed that was shed upon this place. There's so much blood shed on this place, it'll never be inhabited again. Never be inhabited again.
Right, this is the ether. You know, the pan, it goes that shit with blood.
Filled it with blood. And also in Israel, man. You know, our blood was shed in that land also. And that's why he has the people in the land there today. Because the ones that shed the blood must be shed, their blood must be shed to cleanse the land.
Right. You know, when we die, our spirit cry out to the Lord in the heavens.
Like Abel.
Yeah, crowded up there crying out to the Lord. Yeah. On earth and in the heavens. Somebody said, when are you gonna go back and destroy them? No, it's in Revelation. So we on the earth crying out to the Lord, and in the heavens crying out to the Lord.
A whole bunch of crying.
Yeah.
But he shall turn those tears into joy, man.
And also, like scripture that the brother brought out earlier, the Lord only near to those of a broken spirit and a contrite heart.
Any more piece up? All right, go ahead. This is Sirach chapter 40, verse 16. It says, the weed growing upon every water and bank of a river shall be pulled up before all the grass. So there you go. So I already know Esau, he's a weed. So he's going to be pulled up from every water and bank of a river. All the grass going to be left, the righteous. The Most High is going to get rid of Esau and take this wickedness off the earth and establish righteousness so that we can live truly for real.
And they're going to be the only nation that's taken off the earth. All the other nations will be left.
Some form of mercy.
All right, with that being said, hopefully the lesson was edifying and served the purpose. And that, we want to give all praises to the Father and the Son and their holy names in the holy Hebrew tongue. Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Mahashim, Mahashim, Ha, Rakah, Padash, Ma'amah. I want to give double honor to the elder apostles, the great millstone, our elder Harold One as well. Salutations to the icon that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh. Shalom.